This video is sponsored by Bityard. With over 400 cryptocurrencies to choose from on their spot exchange, dozens of USDT pairs for futures trading, perpetual coin futures, trade commodities like gold, silver and oil, Forex, and major indices like Nasdaq. You can buy crypto from Bityard with over 50 different fiat currencies using Visa, MasterCard, Google or Apple Pay. If you like, you can use their copy trade facility, follow other traders who will execute trades on your behalf, or become a copy trader yourself. So if you want a bit of that, click the link in the description. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin today, just focusing on Bitcoin. This is something quite interesting, conflicting opinion really on the chart itself. We've got a buy signal plus major resistances. So, you know, those for the big balls, not many people ever want to buy the resistance. I would never really suggest buy resistance anyway. But resistances can break. Now, I'm not suggesting that this has got the power or the momentum to break right now. But what we are seeing is a conversion baseline cross above the cloud. This is a continuation of a trend signal that's formed over here. So we've got the cross here, the blue cross the red, yeah, that's your conversion baseline. We're above the cloud, which is great. Price is above the cloud, and we've also got the Chiku span, which is sitting over here, which is above price. Now this is the main problem really with this signal, because like we'll be looking for this, arguably it needs to stay above the price, you know, get in and closing in the price, which today would mean a closure below 43,162. Tomorrow it'd have to be closing above the 44,419, and the same for the next day. So we can't really afford for this, you know, Chiku span to close within the price. So you have to just be really careful with this. And this is what I mean. Take it with a pinch of salt. But we all know that when resistances break, things can go absolutely berserk, and you know, maybe that could be the beginning of the absolute tear up that that Bitcoin is effectively, you know, looking like it wants to do at some point soon. But again, this signal, although it's something that I like to play, it was formed in the face of a negative cross, then you know, a few days later a positive cross. So, and because of the Chiku span being here, obviously we can't afford to actually go down and close lower, otherwise it will say no thank you to this signal. Now there is another way you can play it, is that you don't have to get out of the trade, and this doesn't have to cancel the indicator. There's two ways to play it. I always go by the first way, which is waiting for this to touch price action to get out of a trade, but you don't have to. You can take the cross as the main way to get out of the cloud. They normally both give you the signal more or less at the same time. This occasion it's not really going to do that, and I think mostly that's going to be because it's basically forged after a negative then a positive straight away. So it's almost like a signal that we can't take as seriously, because it's, you know, we've had negative followed by positive followed by negative followed by positive negative positive, but this is the first time we've had all the components above the cloud. So it is the first time that this signal has actually been generated. But you can see just by the conversion baseline cross, it's you know, how, you know, can we take it seriously? But the main area of resistance is clearly where we're getting it now. So there's a few zones. There's this giant box, there's the 200 exponential, and then there's the top of the Bollinger Band. So it's all coming in more or less around the same kind of area. Basically a massive resistance here. And when resistances break, things do go on tear-ups. We all know that. And so we do have a buy signal, although, you know, you have to take it with a pinch of salt, I have to say. And we've got that buy signal generated at the resistance, which is obviously, I would say, a bit of a no-go area. There's no bearish divergence on the daily or on the 4 hourly, surprisingly, amongst all of this. And actually, if you take this down to the 4 hourly, it still looks reasonably constructive. And yeah, there is a bit of loss of momentum taking place, but I wouldn't say it's not bearish divergence. In fact, we're getting picked up on these moving averages each time. So mostly the center of the Bollinger Band, the 21, now the 10 again. So the buyers are still stepping in on this one to keep it going, which makes it feel relatively hopeful, especially with that buy signal that's in play. So if we were to break and reclaim this 44,500, which is basically the 200 exponential and just above the Bollinger Band, you know, this could be the moment where we actually do a tear up. So, you know, I'm going to use the clickbait today, so forgive me for that. But there is reason to say it, although we're not really expecting it. But it does look like, you know, we do have a recipe, although it's not the perfect one, for a breakout today. And the only reason I say it today is that we can't really afford for it to close anywhere below 43,200 today, and tomorrow 44,400. So I am going to say that it has to happen today, because if it doesn't happen today, it's not going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, it's not really too much of a big deal. We would be looking for a pullback on this one anyway, for buyers to step back in, effectively buying the dip. We've got the 10 exponential tagged here, closing above the 10, support on the 21, support on the 50, and then on the 10, support on the 7. So it does look like it wants to come back down anyway to allow for other buyers to come back in, and that would be, I suppose, my preference. Forgetting so much about the Ichimoku cloud, we can get another one of these again at a better time, maybe on an even higher time frame, like a 3-day, for a larger continuation. But we do have the signal, so whether you take it seriously or not, it's completely up to you. I do like the signal, but buying at resistance is pretty deadly. Obviously, you know, for me, my areas have been bought out in here long ago. You know, the 40,600, then the 35,000 I stepped in around here. So all this area is bought, and as far as I'm concerned, that's my Bitcoin done. You know, selling, not everything, but you know, taking chips off the table here and then re-entering into this zone. That's how I've done it. So really, as far as spot trading is concerned, it is just a matter of just watching it do its thing, and I'm pretty confident that it will work out, and it is going to go into a tear up for all the reasons that I've suggested on yesterday's video and other videos before then. So that is basically it for Bitcoin. We do have a buy signal on it, but we are at resistance. So, like I say, spot traders, if you've already got skin in the game, we can sit back and see how this day, progresses. You know, it could end up going into a continuous uptrend, which would be great. If it doesn't, it pulls back to these lower areas. It could be about 42,000, maybe 42,500 or so on the daily. That would be a good strong area of resistance, support, and yeah, about 43,000 on the 4 hourly. So there's a lot of support, there is a lot of support below us. To expect us to nuke all the way down, kind of unlikely, to be honest, but anything's possible. But there is a lot of support below us, so things are looking good for Bitcoin. It's holding its case up at the moment. But remember, the last time we came up to these areas, we did have significant rejections. The 200 exponential gave us a big rejection here, so we've come up to it this time again to see what kind of. See how we do it. See if it works. Again, we do have one little buy signal of hopium involved, but does it play? And if it does play, really has to play between today, tomorrow, and through the weekend. Otherwise, we're pulling back to the $42,000 zone. I would get particularly worried if we broke down below 40,600. This is the central year Bollinger Band on the daily. That wouldn't be good. And if that was the case, there's no supports below us at that stage. We'd be coming all the way down, back down to about 37. But for the moment, we're not there yet. So we're going to see today how the price progresses. Is it going to break out from here, which if it did would be amazing and would likely go on to a continuous uptrend, and if it rejects from here, no big deal. Buy the dips. Well, I won't be buying the dips, I've already bought these dips, but the dips to be bought between 42 and 43. Right, that's all you got for this video. Anyway, I'm doing a live stream tonight for the Patreon members, so if you want to join that, there's a link in the description below. Otherwise, take it easy. I hope you have a nice day.